Hey developers, thanks for joining me on the latest episode of fsBuilds. In this episode, we'll be talking about how you can drive increased approval rates and conversion rates within specific regions of the globe, places like Brazil or Canada or China, all within your web shop or website or what you're using to distribute products. In this case, the example site is going to be a web shop, but these principles apply across all self-serve SaaS sites, whether you're doing PLG commerce or other types of SaaS delivery. The example that we want to see is when a buyer clicks buy now and they're in a specific region, like Brazil in this case. We're only offering them one payment method. And the reason that you would want to do this is because, again, for this example in Brazil, Pix has a much better approval rate than almost any other payment method in the region. And not only that, buyers are also very familiar with it. So those approval rates go up and your checkouts get completed at a higher rate because people are like, oh yeah, I know what Pix is and I'm happy to use it. So in this example, I'll talk a little bit how to do that. The other thing I want to note is I've opted for a really simple example architecture using custom HTML, a little bit of CSS, and then the important part, the JavaScript, which triggers our store builder library. So the first thing that you need to have with your experience is you need to trigger store builder library. If you're already using FastSpring, you know how to do this, but just as a quick reminder, that's this little snippet of code here that triggers, and you can find that from your storefront. You click on place on your website, and then you open it up and copy that script and paste it. Super simple. Once you've done that, then you'll use our store builder library to open up your preferred payment method, and you'll drop in some code. Here's a bit of an example code that only does Pix, but we also have the option to use this code to trigger based on specific regions. So in the previous example I showed, that was only Brazil that would get a different payment method. Everywhere else would just get what's normal. But if we also use the data callback function from store builder library, that allows FastSpring to read the geolocated country from that session, and then you can do multiple versions of preferred payment method. Again, in this case, we're thinking about Brazil because that's the example, but you could also do Ideal in the Netherlands or Alipay in China or others. And the benefit of this is within those specific regions you're selling to, everyone gets their custom experience. So again, what that finally looks like, we'll show you one more time. When a buyer comes to your site and they're in the region you're interested in selling to, they click buy now and they get only that experience. Buyers coming from other regions that you don't have the payment method turned on, the preferred payment method, will just get the normal experience that you've opted into. So thanks so much for joining me on fsBuilds. More resources will be available in the copy below, and look forward to you on the next one.